Liebelt, come on in. It is good to see you. Happy New Year's Eve. Here we go. I'm going to move my I want to make sure that it doesn't like mess anything up. How are you guys doing? It's so good to see you. Come on in, grab your coffee, grab your tea, whatever you're drinking. I have my aminos again this morning. It's good to see you guys. Last day of 2025, baby. Here we go. Okay. We're going to go to a party with our business team. I'm so excited. We're going to go to, actually, it's a place that we do pickleball, but we don't have to. I'm bringing Mexican trained dominoes. So I'm just telling you, like, we like to play games and have fun. I have no interest in not having fun. I remember it was the beginning of actually last year. And now, I mean, we always have fun anyway, right? So it's not like that's a big shocker, but I really was intentional at the beginning of 2025. Listen, I am going to just go after everything that's just fun in life. Because I turned 60 and I was like, you know what? I just want to make sure that everything that I'm going towards or like wanting to be a part of or whatever, like it just has to have fun. I have to be able to have fun. So I don't know if anybody else ever feels that way, but I'm like, sometimes don't you just get tired of just like surviving or whatever, or just being in a routine? And so it's not necessarily bad. It's just, I don't know, like mundane. And I'm like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. I'm only going to do things that are fun from here on out. So I'm going to feel good enough. I'm going to feel strong enough. I'm going to do all of the things that I have to do on my end so that I can enjoy everything and everything. I want to say yes. I just want to say yes to things. I don't want to say no to things anymore. So, okay. That was at the beginning of this last year. I feel like I did that pretty well. And now this year, of course, I'll have new things that I'm thinking about and how I kind of want to approach the year. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. That wasn't the point of my whole conversation this morning. How you doing? It's good to see you. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Kirsten Liebelt. Good morning, Shirley girl. Good morning, Patty, sweet lady. Happy New Year. I know. Can you believe another year is gone? Like, how does this happen to us? Oh my gosh. My name is Kirsten Liebelt, and I live in Minnesota. You can probably hear my accent a little tiny bit. Anyway, and I have been really just kind of insulin resistance my entire life. It started when I was very little, and it showed up as a big when I was pregnant with my first baby, and I was gestational diabetic. And then it showed up with my second baby when I was hypoglycemic. So then I spent like 30 years doing nothing. I just was raising my kids and doing my own life. And just really, I had this moment when I was like in my upper 30s. And good morning, Joan. Oh, happy 2026. Here we go. It's very exciting. I love a new year. I love fresh starts. I like fresh starts. And I actually am somebody who likes change, not just for change's sake. I just see opportunity in change. So I'm not trying to change things on my own. When change does come, I'm like, okay, well, like there's something good inside of that. Anyway, that's just me. But I have a very, very strong memory. And I was in my upper 30s. And I've said this to you guys before. You've probably heard me talk about it. I remember we were kids on 20 acres on a little hobby farm here north of the Twin Cities. And I remember where I was standing in the yard. I remember the clothing that I was wearing. I remember like the sky. I mean, this is it's memory, right? Like it kind of imprinted me a little bit. And the memory was, I wonder if I'm supposed to just be this way. I wonder if I'm supposed to embrace this life of obesity. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's a thought that came to me. And don't you know that every thought that comes to you doesn't necessarily mean it needs to land on you or that you need to receive it. Sometimes thoughts just come to us. They're not meant to be a part of our life. Okay? You can know. And so I remember standing there and I was like, that's not who I am. but then it was fleeting and it was gone. Just gone. And I didn't do anything about it at the time. I didn't like I didn't join a gym. I didn't change how we were eating. I literally did nothing. And then one day I got this random email. Obviously, it wasn't random, but I remember when it came, I got this email for this book it was a Suzanne Summers book. And I'm going to be honest, I don't remember which book it was of hers, but like, basically you don't have, wasn't the name of the book, but the concept of the book was basically like, you don't have to age this way. You don't have to grow old this way. You don't have to, I could probably look it up, but you don't have to you don't have to accept this way of living. Suzanne Summers books. Let's see what I can find. And age, maybe, yeah, I'm too young for this. Maybe that was the book. I'm too young for this. A New Way to Age. And I remember thinking, I'm going to do things differently. I just have no idea how. And at that time, she had stopped doing, obviously, a Three's Company a long time ago. And she had gotten really into her health journey because she had breast cancer. And she was basically saying, like, I'm going to teach you how to change the way you eat. I'm going to change the way that you can lose weight. I'm going to change the way that you can, all this stuff. And I thought, okay, well, somewhere down the road, blah, blah, blah. So I grabbed the book and I put it on my shelf and I didn't do anything with it. Do you understand? Like, you guys don't feel bad that you don't like fix everything all at once. Please doing that yourself, because the truth is that you had an intention. I had an intention. I took action on the intention, and then I did set it aside, but I just wasn't ready for it in that moment. Okay. So it is what it is. So literally, like about 10 years later, I start working, maybe a little less than that. I start working with a naturopath, and she really helps me to just understand, like, okay, Kirsten, the way that you're going to go through menopause is how you treat your adrenals and all these. She was just really amazing. And she taught me some of those pieces. And I was like, oh, okay, so this is maybe now some answers to my intentions that I had inside of me of how I'm going to like do life. And then I coupled that with like my mom bugging me about my sugars. You guys have heard me talk about that, because if you didn't know, if you're just like stalking for the first time, stalking in a good way. I don't ever mean that in a negative way. If you're just paying attention for the first time. Dad died when I was 30. He was only 63, type 2 diabetes. I'm Italian. And so we had a lot of obesity and type 2 in my family. And so that's why I knew that I had to have these intentions, but I didn't know what to do with them. I felt very alone in my quest because it was such a half-hearted quest. I wasn't seeking help. I was just kind of like pondering, right? Like I didn't want to do this, but I didn't know how. And, we'll think about it tomorrow. That's kind of how it was. But when I got up closer to my 50s and I decided to finally do something about it, it never dawned on me, like you guys, and I've said this a lot lately, it never dawned on me that I was going to actually lose weight and finally keep it off. Like, that's not what has ever happened before in my entire life. Like, don't you just go on a program to see how much weight you can lose and see if it just kind of clicks, see if it kind of finally works? Like, I don't know. I assume probably like a lot of you, well, if I don't commit to the gym forever, if I don't, I don't know, like if I don't find the right program and then just stay on that forever, like this isn't going to happen. I don't know. Excuse me. And so I just never dreamed that I would be here having lost my 3 sizes and kept them off. So today I actually want to talk to you about that a little 90-day vision and what that can do for you and what it has done for other people in 90 days. Like, I never took a journey that really made sense to me until I finally started changing the way that I was viewing everything. And that is through the lens of insulin resistance. So happy New Year's Eve, Jan. Jan, will I see you tonight at the business party? I would love to find out. Shannon, happy New Year Eve. Good to see you, Shannon. Magda, good morning, sweetie. Happy holidays. Have a fabulous New Year's Eve. Thank you, Meg. Yes. Oh, God, you guys, it really is. I actually really like the turning of the calendar. And it's probably because I don't make resolutions. I don't make resolutions, but I will tell you what I do. I actually, because of Susan, she says, Happy New Year's to everyone going into this year. Feeling so much better. Thank you. I feel like you are a blessing. Oh, Susan, that makes my heart so happy. Yes, 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 yes. And remember, there's nothing magical about January. There's nothing magical about it. Do not put all of this pressure on yourself to perform. Instead, just give yourself permission for the journey. So this is kind of what I have been doing the last few years. And a lot of it, I think, comes from Terry Savelle Foy. If you guys know who she is, you may or may not. She's blonde. She does a lot of pink. But she talks a lot about goals and setting goals and things like that. And I was never, ever, ever that person. I was the sugar addict who didn't have discipline, who never knew how to set a goal, never knew how to win at anything, never knew how to be successful at anything, never knew how to be consistent at anything. I mean, that's where I was. And so I feel like I'm the poster child for literally, if I can do this, so can you. I should pull up a before picture. I don't have any before pictures on me here. Good morning, Jody. Oh, good. Good to see you, Jody. Good to see you, Jan. Okay, good. You'll be there. Very, very good. All right. I love that. And so instead, what I do is I kind of look at the overall year now. And I actually did write down the 10 things that I would like to see happen in 2026. And some of them were super small. And some of them are kind of like a big challenge, right? Like maybe in business or something like that, right? But even just the smallest of things, because I know that this is a marathon and not a sprint. Okay. So that goes right into then like giving yourself permission for a 90-day journey of any kind. Now, listen, you may have already started your journey, like Patty started hers back in June, and I get that. But maybe December found you a little off course. Maybe you just want to take it to another level. You're like, gosh, I'm just super bored with the recipes that I've been making, and I just need a few more recipes. Or, so maybe I'll commit myself to trying, one new recipe every month for the year. Or maybe something for you is like, you know what, I've been kind of like, I've been pushing that envelope on sugar just a little bit too much recently. And I'm just going to go like sugar-free for the first 30 days. I'm just going to do 30 days of no sugar. And I'm just going to allow myself to see what that feels like in my body so that I can remember. Something like that. It doesn't have to be, I'm going to the gym 3 times a week and I'm going to do like, if you haven't been to the gym in 20 years, don't set that as a goal, right? But instead be like, I just want to implement things that make me a better me, make me happy. Meaning, like, if you really desire to have different kinds of foods in your life, then setting a goal for a new recipe every month, the happy goal. That's a happy thing to try, not out of shame, not out of pressure, not out of anything other than I kind of would like new recipes and that sounds like fun to me, right? Okay, so you kind of get the idea. So Marilyn, Happy New Year. The magic began. Marilyn, I love you. I love you. This is what Marilyn is saying. The magic began when I hooked up with you. No resolutions necessary. Other goals, of course, but health goals are being met. Many thanks for your support and education. Oh, Marilyn. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you very, very much. And you know what? This is the deal. So I put in my stories this morning just a little bit about how, where do you want to be in 90 days? Where do you want to be? And I said, we have the challenge in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, and we have it for a reason. And the reason why is, I want to see how I wrote it. I said, give yourself permission to journey. I always talk to you about this. I can't give you permission. This is why I don't talk anybody into anything. This is not my job. My job is to present you the opportunity to get your body to produce a different result. That's the total body reset, and give you the then support and encouragement, like even that Marilyn was saying, to help you take that journey. But only you can give yourself permission. Nobody could give me permission. I had to give me permission. So give yourself permission for the journey. You can ask me about, I was saying this in the stories, ask me, for the total body reset. I'll help you get started. And then we'll have a fresh 5-day challenge every single month. We've been doing that for 2.5 years, so that you are never left behind and you are never alone. Okay? So don't ever feel like you're going to be left behind or you're going to be left alone. That's not what this is. Okay. So thank you, Marilyn, for saying that, because seriously, like, that is my goal. Okay. To make sure that you feel what I wanted, what I would have wanted when I was in my early 50s and I was changing all of these pieces. Even though I feel like I did it really well, having somebody that will walk journey with you and help you tweak things when you need them is like really, really nice. And having this community has been really, really amazing. So there you go. All right. So let's just chat about it for 2 seconds, because I do have just a couple thoughts. I don't want to leave you without any thoughts at all today on New Year's Eve day. It is flurry snowing in Minnesota. So go figure, right? All right. So hold on. So basically, how I talk to you guys about your liver, your gut, and your insulin. This has been the complete game changer for me. I know that there are programs that will teach you how to do macros and points and all of these things. And I'm not saying that things do not have value. They do. It's just the way that my brain works, and it's the way that I so that I would stick with the journey. If I had understanding of what was happening every time I put something in my mouth, it's why I'm considering getting a continuous glucose monitor so that I can track everything that I can tell you. See if there's anything that I can help you with. Because if you understand in real time what's happening when you eat something, because your question is, will this spike my sugar and call on more insulin? Then it's not about restriction or deprivation. It's about, how can I enjoy this just as much with just a different ingredient? Like, what's my hack? I need a hack. And then you start to get super resourceful and creative. We talk about that a lot in the group, right? But, we hear all of that, eat less, move more, blah, 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 but it's so vague and it's just a slogan. Well, we don't really have transformation from a slogan. A slogan doesn't help us to transform. I'm convinced that understanding connected with action is what gives us transformation. And then the most beautiful conversation that I have with y'all is the fact that we actually keep it off. Because I've kept off my 3 sizes now for like years at this point. I don't even know how many years, a handful of years anyway. And not like 10, because I started 10 years ago, but for a handful of years. But I've never done that before. That's the magical piece of what you want to hear and what you want to experience. Once you understand this new language, this isn't about trying something that's not sustainable. This is about understanding your biology. And guess what never changes? Your biology. The way God made your body to function isn't going to change 5 years from now. So there's no fad involved. Do you understand? How do you have a fad if this is about how your body works? It doesn't work that way, right? So these results happen because we fix the systems that control fat loss. We fix the systems. So it's not about willpower. I say that all the time. All right. So the liver is your fat burning gatekeeper. Ta-da! Your liver is your fat-burning gatekeeper. If insulin is high, the liver is overloaded. Period. The end. You don't even know if you have high insulin, most likely, because you've never had a fasting insulin test done, because they don't do them. I mean, some of you have asked for them and you have received them. As a rule of thumb, they do not do them. They wait until the sugars rise in your blood. Okay, so, right? So if your insulin is high, your liver is overloaded. If your liver is overloaded, fat loss is blocked. How are we not told this? Such a magical understanding. How do we not know this, right? But it's not taught. You do not walk into your doctor's office and they tell you this. They say, oh, you're just getting old. Oh, your metabolism is slow. This is really normal. That's what they say. But the liver manages your blood sugar storage. It decides whether your body stores fat or releases it. It clears hormones, toxins, and excess insulin. I mean, honestly, you guys, is your liver not the most important organ ever? At least for what we're trying to accomplish? Yes, the answer is yes. When the liver is sluggish, blood sugar stays high, insulin stays elevated, and fat gets locked in. No bueno. Who wants their fat locked in? Raise your hand if you want your fat locked in. Nobody wants that. Like, don't be silly, right? Nobody wants that. So supporting your liver first is why you will help to see your A1C drop, inches coming off of your waist and your hips, fat loss without starvation. Like, this is why, because you address your liver. This is why results show up even before extreme like food restriction. Like, you don't have to do that, but you can start getting your body to function at a higher level right away. Okay, that's why I couple it all together. That's why I talk about the total body reset plus the food ingredient trade outs, because you can accelerate getting your body system to work. It's kind of like that jump start. Okay, so anyway, and then I'll tell you how you can think about that for the next 90 days. For somebody who hasn't started yet, for some of you, you're all good. You're all on this. You're doing just amazing. And if you've already placed your December order of $150 or more, you're going to get a bonus of $50 off in January because you did your December order. So if you haven't done your December order yet, just go place your order, come back, and I'll still be here. Don't miss out. Don't wake up tomorrow morning and go, oh, shoot. I meant to place that December order and I forgot. Don't do that, because you're going to get $50 off. It's just a New Year's bonus. So that's exciting. But I'll tell everybody else how to do this in just a second if you've never done this. So the gut, number 2, where hunger, cravings, and inflammation begin. Okay, so you're thinking that it's all about your own character flaws, that you have all of these cravings. Move forward. You can't, like, I just can't stop that food noise. I just can't. It must be something. It's about me. It's about me being a lame loser at dealing with all of this. It's not true at all. Your gut, a stressed gut, sends danger signals to the brain. Okay, so it's just the way that your body. This is your. So we're going to work with your biology, and this is how you end up having a key forever. Forever. You will never forget to work with your gut, your liver, and get your insulin down and keep it down. And when you can keep it down, your body all of a sudden is like, wow, I can stop storing fat. Whew. Now that doesn't mean that you still can't overeat and that you can't. That's not what that means. It just means that now you have an understanding of how to actually keep that moving forward. Stressed gut sends danger signals to the brain. That shows up as, here we go, constant hunger, sugar craving, bloating and constipation, and poor nutrient absorption. Very frustrating. Because again, we're trying to figure out why am I hungry all the time? Why do I crave sugar like there's no tomorrow? Why am I so blue? I barely take a bite of food and I feel like I'm 6 months pregnant. Why am I constipated all the time? Why? And we're asking these questions. Well, because a stressed gut sends danger signals to the brain, and it shows as those. Okay. Now, when the gut is inflamed, your blood sugar is spiking faster, your insulin rises more easily, your hunger hormones stay turned on. But the opposite of when we calm your gut, calm the gut, your appetite naturally reduces. That makes you feel normal. And I know that in my head, I have said a million times, I just want to be normal. I want to feel normal. And what that meant for me was how other people were able to just have like a governor on life, a little bit of regulation. And I felt like I was out of control. Okay. So your appetite will naturally reduce, your cravings, they quiet down, your digestion improves. You start moving that impacted waste through your body. Your energy goes up. You actually are not sluggish and not able to like function. And now your energy goes up, right? So these are things that I literally hear from people like you. I hear you guys tell me these things all the time. My appetite is really reduced. My digestion is finally improving. I feel calmer around food. I feel more in control. The food noise has gone away. That's not about discipline. That's biology shifting. So will you stop shaming yourself and instead focus on shifting your biology? Okay. This is really, really important. We have such a stupid diet culture that tells you that only the elite people can lose weight and look like they do. They've had surgery. Stop comparing yourself to somebody who's had surgery or, whatever. Like, and I'm not even saying I'm not dissing it. I'm just telling you, like, just understand. We're just working on your inner systems here. This is what we're doing. Okay. All right. So insulin is the last one. So we did liver, we did gut. Now we're going to talk about insulin because it is the master switch. All right. Hold on. Let me see what we're doing here. You guys are awesome. Okay. Patty says, I have gained 1 single pound this holiday season. Unreal and so stoked. Do you all know how amazing that is? Patty, I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. And I want you to really own that. And this is why. I remember when I finally felt like, oh, I actually have control over how I go through a season like this. I'm going to do my best and I'm not going to shame myself for the results. I'm just going to do my best. And when I realized that the holidays did not equal weight gain, that the holidays did not equal binging, that the holidays did not equal feeling trashed and exhausted, when I realized that I could have the holidays equal enjoyment and stability, I was like, well, nobody told me that. I didn't know that that existed. And I was like, wow. And just like you said, do you all know how amazing that is? Oh, Patty, that is so, so good. Joan says, way to go, Patty. Way to go. Patty says, thank you. You guys are awesome. I'm just telling you, when you realize that you have control over what's going on, you are like game on. Because now it's not about you being perfect over the next 90 days. Like, let's just look towards the end of March. Let's just go to the end of March. It's not about you being perfect. It's not about you hitting unrealistic goals. It's not about you like pressuring yourself. It's about you going, oh, I'm just going to keep on implementing the things that I have learned. Excuse me. I'm going to take a little cough drop. I'm just going to keep on implementing these little pieces that I have been learning. And I'm just going to see where it takes me over the next 90 days. And then we're just going to keep on going in 2026, because what if by next summer, we have that family reunion, we have the girls' weekend at the cabin, or we have a child is getting married, or a grandchild, or we have something, a reunion, like a school reunion. We have something. And what if I'm in a different place by then? Oh my gosh. Then you don't get there and think, oh man, I didn't hit my goal exactly the way I thought I should. Oh, this sucks. No, you're like, wow, I actually made some progress. This feels really good. I actually feel better in those clothes than I thought I was going to. It's those things. Anyway, Marilyn says, yay, Patty. Me too, with the power having this knowledge. Okay. We did the liver, we did the gut. Let's talk about insulin. It's the master switch. Okay, and what we address in the total body reset and the food ingredient trade-outs. Insulin decides one thing. Can you fat or not? Can you burn fat or not? When insulin is high, fat loss impossible, hunger increases, anxiety rises, energy crashes. When insulin comes down, fat release turns on, appetite stabilizes, inches come off first, weight follows. The reset doesn't just lower calories, it lowers insulin pressure. It lowers insulin pressure. That's why you see inches leaving your body before pounds, your A1C improvement, your better sleep. You're like, I didn't know to get better sleep. Yep. Reduced appetite, less food noise. It doesn't mean you don't have the emotional triggers. It doesn't mean you don't have the memory triggers, the mental triggers, the stress triggers. It doesn't mean that. It just means that you have clearance to be able to make a different decision. To be able to go, well, I'm not hungry and I'm going to eat anyway, but I'm going to eat within my parameters while I'm working on those pieces, because those pieces aren't going to go away overnight and I still have to deal with those. Does that make sense? These results are not about perfection, starvation, or over-exercising. Okay? They are not about perfection or over-exercising. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read to you just a couple of testimonies of, and actually, you know what? I don't even remember. One of these might be yours, Patty, from the very beginning of your journey. Maybe you, I don't remember. So if it sounds familiar and it's from you, these are ones that I had just put on some slides. And so I don't have a name on them. But in under 60 days, this was one of the testimonies that was sent to me. Lost 22 pounds, sleeping better, clothes fit more comfortably, and enjoying taking care of myself. That was under 60 days. And I'm going to teach you a 90-day little thing here. Okay. In 90 days, lost 20 pounds, 3 inches off her bust. This one might be Megda. 2 inches off her waist and 2.5 inches off her hips. Okay. Over 90 days, 20 pounds down, 3 inches from right here under her boobs, 2 inches off her waist and 2.5 inches off her hips. And then the last one is 90 days. A1C went from 6.5 down to 5.1, lost 16 pounds. So where do you want to be in 60 days, 90 days? This is the question, right? Okay. Now, for anybody who is remotely considering, there are so many people who are like, I've been watching you for a while, or I get texts and emails. I got one this morning. I went back and I watched a couple of your replays. And so I know y'all are very grateful that I just kind of brief total body reset at the end every day, because it helps you to understand what I'm talking about, because a confused mind does nothing. So Patty says, yesterday I implemented, oh, good job, Patty. Maria Emmerich's lasagna. I have to say, OMG, I know. It is delicious. You don't miss the noodles at all. Do you know that I made this huge pan of regular lasagna for Christmas Eve with the noodles? And then I made a pan of the keto lasagna. It was smaller because I thought, well, most people are going to want the regular. The keto one is what got eaten the most of. I'm just telling you. Because everybody was like, well, this tastes amazing, because everything else is the same, right? Anyway, so that's really cool. So now why even bother? Now I have a box of regular lasagna noodles in my pantry. I'll probably give it to the food shelf because we won't be using that. So I'm like, why would I ever care again? But anyway, anyhoodle. Okay, so let's just talk about the total body reset quickly. I want you to understand this concept of giving yourself permission for your own journey. Okay. I know that Marilyn has done that. I know that Patty has done that. So many of you have given yourself permission for the journey so that you can finally freaking feel better. Because you do, your body responds with excitement, of energy, and feeling better because you are turning back that high insulin. You're turning back that sluggish liver. And your body's like, I was made to function. I was created to heal. You know, the liver is the only organ that can generate itself. Is that the word I wanted to use? And, you know, having a fatty liver, which usually comes from insulin resistance, is something that is turnaroundable until not. And when it becomes scarred and cirrhosis, you can't turn things back around again. But you have an opportunity to do it right now. Let me explain the total body reset so that you have this understanding. Basically, I started with the 3 supplements. I'm going to put my hair up over here. I need a humidifier. Okay. I started with these 3 right here. These are, I call these affectionately the trio. Okay. 3 supplements that have 3 ingredients that help with insulin sensitivity. This is where I started when I was a 2x in size and I did not understand the power. I had no idea because I didn't understand liver, insulin, sugars, metabolism. I didn't understand all that. So this one you take 3 times a day. This has trace minerals to help bring down both insulin and sugars separate of each other. Also helps with the cravings. So it's kind of like a little natural Ozempic. I mean, I'm just telling you, this is where the food noise. So 3 times a day, super simple. These 2 are both twice a day. This is your liver. The yellow one is your liver. This one is for metabolism. This is where I started. This is how I supported my body while I was trading out my ingredients and losing my 3 sizes. So that's the trio. Then the second half of the total body reset, because there's 6 pieces and that was 3, are the gut primer. And now remember, there was 1 liver in the, here's another liver. 50% of the total body reset has to do with your liver. And remember, we just talked about it. Liver, insulin, gut. These are all being addressed all in one fell swoop. Okay. So this is the gut primer. So green tea, turmeric-y, gingery, you put it in a little bit of cold water. That's how I do it. You don't have to. I don't like to sip on it. I'm interested in sipping because it tastes like green tea. So that's not my jam. So I just put it in really cold water right out of my fridge. I froth it up. It's not grainy. It's not sludgy. It's not, you know, anything weird. It's just smooth. And I just take it like the wellness shot. Okay. But the reason why this is so comprehensive is because it is intestinal primer. It's not just a greens product. The greens that are a part of the 6 different blends are already fermented for you. They're all ready for the highest level of digestion. The spices that are in there are very specifically chosen because they are alkaline. So we want to change the environment of your gut. We want to support the healing and the sealing of your gut so that you can absorb nutrients, so that you can bring down inflammation, so that during your day, you realize, oh, you're actually moving your impacted your body. Oh, you're actually supporting the whole digestion, especially if you do not have your gallbladder. Especially if you do not have your gallbladder. This is bringing down all of that inflammation and like most people just don't even know that distance causes leaky gut. So all of these nutrients are just spilling out of your gut. And that's why your body is like, it's not the energy, it's not getting the nutrition and you're exhausted, right? Okay, so that's the 4th piece. The 5th piece is the probiotic. This is just a powder that you put on your tongue. You could sprinkle it on cold food. It really has no taste other than kind of tastes a little bit like the bottom of a cereal bag. But 5 strains, they are alive and they have very specific technology. This is not like, well, I could just take kefir instead or yogurt. No, it's not the same because these are literally alive. They have a stay alive technology so that they can hit your stomach acid, survive, and still attach to your gut and do what it needs to do. And because it also has stick to the gut. So I know that sounds weird, but I'm just telling you, having something that has the science behind it so that it can actually go and do. I mean, how exhausted are we about flushing our money down the toilet, literally, because we take something and it doesn't even break down in our, it doesn't even do what it's supposed to do. That's not what we want. That's not our goal. So probiotics, so that you can repopulate the good bacteria in your gut. And the last one is the pixie stick. And this one is the orange pixie stick that is very specifically targeting your visceral fat. And I know that seems very futuristic, but the results have been so phenomenal. They are undeniable. The people who show me their visceral fat scans, the MRI from a fatty liver that was bad to a fatty liver that was mild. I mean, the results are amazing. So we've got liver, we've got another one for liver, we've got the gut, we've got the insulin. All of it is in one spot. Okay. But those inches that people lose, like when she said, what was it? 3 inches. So in 90 days, and this is not uncommon. This is not, oh, this was just one person. Like I'm telling you, measure yourself because I didn't. And I know that there are other people who haven't either. And then you're like, shoot, I should have measured. Yes, you should measure under your boobs, measure your waist, and measure your hips, because you're dealing with the destruction of visceral fat. Visceral fat is all in your trunk. So that's where you want to be measuring. Okay, that's the fat that you do want to go away. You want it to go away because it's actually dangerous. It's not a good fat. You know, the fat that's on your arms, like whatever, annoying, but like it's just there. It's just stupid, right? Or inside your knees, just stupid. But that's not dangerous. It's not emitting inflammation and hormone, all of the things. So this is why your trunk changes over the course of 90 days. So for the newest person who's listening to right now, today is December 31st. This is the last opportunity in December to be able to start something like the Total Body Reset and cash in on the normal customer campaign and get the New Year $50 off bonus. So what does this look like for you? Well, the actual customer campaign is when you purchase $150 or more 3 months in a row, you automatically get $75 off of your order. You don't have to have a coupon, a discount, you don't have to track it. You don't have to do anything. It doesn't have to be on an auto ship. You might want it to be on an auto ship. I have more people now starting their first month and jumping and putting it all on an auto ship so they don't forget more than ever. Because we're like, yeah, I'm not going to miss $75 off. But right now, so you could start today, and your very next order in January, you're going to get a $50 off bonus because it's $150 or more 3 months in a row. You'll get $50 off here, and then you'll get $75 off here. So that 90-day journey that you're giving yourself permission for comes with bonus rewards for your own consistency. And you know what? I already know. Listen, this is an out-of-pocket conversation. I'm not confused. You can't this insurance. You can't even probably submit it to your HSA or your FSA, right? You have to do this out of pocket. It's the freaking system. We can't change the system, but we can capitalize on an opportunity that gets put in front of us to go, okay, fine. I'm going to go for 90 days. I'm going to give myself permission for 90 days. And if that doesn't work for me, she told me there's a 6-month money back guarantee on everything. And I will only be halfway through my guarantee. So there you go. Like, where's the risk? Somebody tell me, where is the risk? It doesn't exist. There is no risk. And then what if instead, Patty, and you're like, oh my gosh, I actually went through the holidays and I didn't gain 1 pound because I have understanding. I have understanding of what this is doing for my inside systems. I feel good. I've lost inches. I've lost weight. What if those are your results instead for finally something that targets the systems. So that's kind of what I want to leave you with today. I want you to think about that because this is the last day of the month. So there are some people that may not even cash in. They've already been on this and they haven't maybe placed their December order, or there's somebody who hasn't even started. You're like, okay, I will start. And then on Monday in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, we're going to do another 5-day challenge. And we're going to do another one in February. And we're going to do another one in March, so that you will never feel like you are alone. You will never feel like you don't have support or encouragement or a way to actually finally feel, maybe for the first time in your life, like you're not behind, you're also not left behind. Like, here you go, just go now, figure it out on your own. No. And then we all still do this here Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central, so that you can have that too. So it's a little bit of everything. Here we go. Jackie, I'm giving myself permission now, ordering when we're done here. Oh, Jackie, that's awesome. This is the first time ever seeing me, Gigi. I love your name, Gigi. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you are here. Jackie, I'm giving myself permission. Yes. Go, go, go. Come on, you guys. Seriously. Like, I do not have a dog in the fight. I do. The only person that, I run a business, I get that, but you know what? You're the one that gets to win through the whole thing. And I just want to cheer you on. It is so fulfilling to be able to get people to like bring me their lab reports, or to bring me their confidence boosters, or to, like tell me how, like I still to this day, and I don't think she's on here today. One of my very favorite, she usually jumps on the replay. One of my favorite texts that I received was, today I tucked in my blouse for the first time in years, because she had lost 50 pounds and she weighed the least amount that she had weighed in 30 years. And now she has actually kept it off for a year now, over a year. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. I got the strategy down. I now know what I'm doing. So that's exciting. So Gigi, where are you from? I'd love to know. Joan, grateful for all the knowledge. Coach Kirsten. Joan, you're so amazing. Happy New Year. Yeah, Joan loves the keto lasagna too. It is thebomb.com, isn't it? It's so good. Doggone it. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, so tomorrow is New Year's Day. We won't be here, okay, because I have a party to go to. I have a party to go to tonight. I have a party to go to tomorrow. We're still partying. Northern Ontario, nice to meet you, Gigi. So I will tell you, if you're Canadian, I have had so many Canadians recently. This is very, very exciting. I've always had a Canadian customer base, but for whatever reason, like they're showing my stuff to the Canadian algorithm right now. You'll need a Canadian link. That's number one. If you ever want anything from me, and you may not. You might enjoy the content, Gigi, that's fine too. But if you ever need anything from me for any of the supplementation, grab a Canadian link from me. And not everything has launched in Canada yet. So I have a little bit of a different thought process to help people with their total body reset in Canada. It's just a little shift of a difference until certain things launch there. But I have a lot of Canadian customers getting very great results as well. So anyway. All right, so we won't be here tomorrow, but I will be back on Friday. So don't forget now, okay? So January 2nd, we'll be back. And then put an alarm in your phone for Monday the 5th, because you know what? We get right back into our normal routines. We get right back into, just kind of what it feels like to settle into January, take down our decorations and do all of the things. I will be live in the group at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time every day next week. And the group is Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. You do have to give your email to get in there. It's just the only way that I can remind people about stuff. But the point is that I'll go live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 1 p.m. Central. And we will be able to talk about insulin resistance and food ingredient trade-outs. Remember, you're not alone. You're not left behind. Just because you started the total body reset, that's not what happens here. And I'll give you a what's my word? A tour of my pantry and my refrigerator. We'll go more in depth when I give you guys the once over on the total body reset here. I dive deeply into some supplementation during that challenge, so you can understand other pieces, but also that at a better level. And then we always do a recipe. So I want you to feel equipped. And then you can grab a couple things from that challenge, implement them in the month of January, and then we'll do another one in February. And we've done this for 2.5 years. So it's a path, it's a blueprint, so that you can see transformation. Because it's the transformation that you're looking for is, where can I be by the end of March? And then you can take it another step, right? Because most of us don't hit our goal in, the first round. I mean, that's just, we have more to our life. We have more to our process than we are thinking, right? For me, the hard part was here. It's in my mindset. It's in the connections to the Italian family and the things that were taught to me. And it's the heart connections to food or to stress or to whatever. We have to overcome our habits without shame. So if you have any way, or if you have any questions, let me know. Julie, you won't forget. Good to see you, Julie. I'm so glad. Gigi says, I feel like this is exactly where I need to be. This is for me. I'm so excited, Gigi. That's really good. And again, you know what? You don't even have to grab any of the supplements right now. You can just kind of hang out. There's replays on everything. You can go over to my YouTube channel if you want to, and all of the replays are sitting there from these lives. Jump into the group and just pay attention. And again, that whole Canadian thing, always make sure you connect with me, because I want to make sure you have the right link and the right understanding. So, hi, Julie. Hi, Julie. Good to see you. So anyway, all right. Everybody have the best day ever. Enjoy your New Year's Eve, whether you are in your jammies or whether you are at a party. Enjoy yourself. Be careful on the roads. I know that for our business team, when we have a party, we wrap up at 11 p.m. so that we are back home before the roads get goofy, if you know what I mean. And so we do that because we have a lot of families with their kids. And so whatever you're doing tonight, and don't forget to take a little bit of self-reflection. Do not reflect over the last year and beat yourself up for what you didn't do. Reflect and be proud. Be proud that you started. Be proud that you stayed on somebody's content that could change your life. Not everybody's doing that. Be proud of all the steps that you took, and then just write down some of the things that you would like to see change next year. Like some of the things that you would like to see. And it might be simple, like it could be this simple. I want to be able to get down on the floor without using my hands and get up off the floor without using my hands. That's a good goal. I'm just saying, like, your goals can be very simple, very functional, very you know what? I might not be able to walk 10,000 steps a day, but I'll start walking 4,000 steps a day. I'm going to just start feeling better about that or something, right? And then we'll do some lymphatic stuff in the new year. I'll talk to you about a couple of things for that. And, we'll get other pieces of our body working for us, and we'll just keep on going. And by the end of 2026, where will you be? Will you be having a Christmas holiday like Patty, where she said, listen, I didn't gain 1 pound the entire holiday season. And that is like a miracle of God because it's magical that can happen. But it's true. It's true. Believe it for yourself. You don't have to be stuck in the cycle of control. You don't. And you don't shame your way out of it. That doesn't work. So, all right. Have the best day ever. Happy New Year, Jackie. And if you need anything, Jackie, let me know. And love you guys more than you know. And so have a really, really, really good day. Bye.